हेलो बच्चों, वेलकम टू माय चैनल एब्सोल्यूट लर्निंग। लास्ट क्लास में हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था about the classification of elements. That is, elements are divided into metal, non-metals, and metalloids and their characteristics. In our today's class, we will discuss two important topics. That is about the reactivity series and how metal react with air, water, and acid. So let's start. So this is reactivity series. So reactivity series, in reactivity series we will get some metals which are arranged in a vertical column. So these are the metals: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold. So the reactivity of these metals or elements are different. The metal which are placed at the top position are more reactive, and the chemical reactivity decreases downward. So potassium is the highest reactive element, whereas gold is the least reactive element. In between them there is hydrogen. Actually hydrogen is a non-metal, but it shows some properties of metal. That's why we find it in the reactivity series. So this is reactivity series. The top elements are highly reactive, and gradually this reactivity decreases toward downward. And these elements from potassium to lead, these are more reactive than hydrogen. And the rest metal, copper, mercury, silver, gold, are less reactive than hydrogen. This is important for chemical reaction because element or metal of the top position, that is the more reactive metal, can displace another metal from a chemical reaction. That means potassium can displace aluminum from a reaction. In a reaction, sodium can displace lead, copper can displace mercury. So the metal of the top position can displace a metal of position which is placed at the lower position of in the chemical reactivity series. But the metal of the least reactive cannot displace this metal from a chemical reaction. So that's why chemical reactivity series or simply reactivity series is important in chemistry. Next is how metal react with air, water and acid. First one is how metal react with air, reaction of metal with air. So when metal react with air, that is with oxygen, it produce metal oxide. So suppose sodium react with oxygen, it will produce sodium oxide. Next, take another reaction. Aluminium react with oxygen to produce aluminium oxide. So these are metal oxide. So when metal react with air or oxygen, it will produce their respective oxide. Simple. Next, reaction of metal with water. So when metal react with water, it produce metal hydroxide or oxide plus hydrogen gas. Take some reaction. Calcium react with water. They will produce calcium hydroxide plus hydrogen. Hydrogen is lighter gas. Next, iron react with water to produce iron oxide plus hydrogen. In this case, calcium will react with cold water, but iron will react with the steam of the water. There are also some metal which can react with hot water. So some metal react with cold water, some metal react with hot water, some metal can react in the form of steam to produce their respective hydroxide or oxide. This is oxide, this is hydroxide. And the next is how metal react with acid. So when metal react with acid, they will produce a salt and hydrogen gas. Suppose sodium react with HCl, they will produce sodium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Next, iron react with HCl, it will produce iron chloride plus hydrogen gas. In this way, metal react with air, water and acid to give different type of product. So these two topics are important. Please go through it, study them. It will help you in your examination.